Hey everyone, so today we are going to Stars Antique Mall if you're local. It's so good if you've never been here. It's on two different sides of the road, so two different buildings full of amazing treasures. It's incredible. You guys have shopped with me here before if you've been watching my channel for a while. I always get stuff, and this is their big sales weekend. I look forward to this sale every January, so I can't wait to get in there. So I'm beelining to the owner's booths because he usually has really good pricing, and then when the sale, it's even better pricing. So I have gotten so many things from this person. I think half the art in my home is probably from his booth. So always really excited to see what he has. So a bunch of art right off the bat that I love. So this piece is great. And this one over here is super moody. And I love it. I love the pier and the crashing waves and the fact that the color palette is so muted. I even like this piece up here. I mean, look at this, you guys. It's $45. I mean, that's crazy. And the mom found, let me see what you found. That one, which reminds us basically of Europe. It looks very much like the scenery that we found. And then she also got a very cool ceramic vase. So mom also found this one. So this is 15. And it's actually like adhered to the board with a little hook. It's kind of a neat way to like hang it. I really love this piece too. So it's 20. I don't know what his discount's gonna be yet. I need to go up and ask. Usually he's like anywhere from 30 to 50% off the pricing. So fingers crossed for 50. So I know I'm not supposed to be looking at Christmas stuff, but this is a wooden Christmas tree that's actually, when you take this tape off, it's a candle inside, which is such a cool idea. So it's $15.95, and then there will be a discount on it. So I'm considering taking it and hoarding it until next year. So this metal piece is really interesting. I love the fact that it's like this organic, like handkerchief type shape. It's very cool. I think, well, how much is it? I'll have to find the price. This thing is really weird looking. So it'd be $35, and then there's the discount. So cool. It's very sculptural. I'm kind of digging it, even though I have no idea what it is. I think this might be the booth of one of my reselling friends, Irina, if memory is serving me right now. And I really love this blue vase. It's 14 when I turn it over. It's just a really cool shape. Here's another one of these pictures on board. This one has a little bit of rippling, but it's really cute. So just found out the discount. So it is going to be 50% off. So I'm definitely getting this horse metal plaque. And then I also found this piece of art, which I don't know how much it is yet, so I need to ask him. But this seasonal art like this always has a buyer. So I'm really excited to kind of have some wintry pieces, although I think I'm gonna have to hold them for next year because we're almost, well, I guess it's January. I keep thinking in Oregon, it is definitely spring because the daffodils are like starting to poke up. Some more great pieces of art. I love that wooden horse one. It's half of 45, so good pricing. But if you guys may recall, I told myself I wouldn't be shipping huge things. That made me crazy. So, but then I'd have to pass it up. This is the predicament I'm in. This is adorable and retro. The cute owls. So it's 15, and then there may be, oh, it's 50, oh, 50% off Christmas. Okay, we gotta see what this dealer is gonna do for a discount. So my mom already has this one at home, and so she's just like, I need the baby. So it's 18, and there may be a discount. So this is coming home with her. It's so cute. I've never seen a giraffe in this position. So this box is incredible. It is, yeah, 70. So outside my budget, which doesn't surprise me because look at all the carvings, and, or rather I should say engravings, and the little feet. It's so good, and the patina is so good. So you guys know I'm looking for glass now. This is 50 with 20 off, so I don't know if that's a good price or not, but I do really like the shape and the colors. This is the cutest teapot I have ever seen. Oh my goodness, the shape is really good. You guys know I'm powerless against a wood box, and this one is incredible. It has the brass around the edges. It's really good shape. And I love that it's on a hinge because when you open it, it actually will stand on its own. It's like perfectly balanced, which would be, I imagine, hard to do. So 18 with 20% off. I think I'm gonna have to put this in my basket. This may be for me. So we need to stop and admire this lamp right here. Oh my goodness, look at that swirl and the balls. It's amazing. So we're in my friend Andra's booth, and last time I was here, I was really tempted by that penguin. 64, I'm not sure what her discount is at the moment, but It's just so cool, and it's really huge. Like, it's a giant penguin, probably the biggest one I've ever seen. Oh my goodness, you guys. I just found a wooden horse, and lo and behold, its twin basically is in her booth. But this one I think is actually a little bit bigger, but that's so funny. I'd never seen a horse like this before, and now there's two that I've seen in like the last week. I thought this was ceramic, but it's actually not ceramic. It's wood with a special type of hard shell, and that inside looks like a little bit of shellac. I like the crackle detail. It's $40, so I won't be getting it, but it's really lovely. Definitely in love with this strawberry plate. USA 35. It's so cute. It's really lightweight, actually. So I've actually seen a number of needle points, but they've all been just outside my budget. But I really like this one because it's very dark. This is an awesome leather box. It's $25 with half off, but the problem is it doesn't open. The hardware has gone missing, so you'd have to like push it in with a tool. And although people are only using this for decor, I just don't know if that would be a game changer for anyone, that you wouldn't be able to open it. But it's a really stunningly cool piece. As you can imagine, I have purchased many figurines from this booth, and it's 50% off today. So I like this Wooden Mary. Ooh, and that copper Jesus in the back is really neat. So I've seen lucite grapes, but I've never seen a lucite ball, which also looks like grapes, candle holder. That's really neat. This feels very like, I guess it's metal, but it feels kind of cheapy. If that was like actual brass, it'd be pretty cool. I adore the handles on this little pot. It's so cute. It's $20 and then 20% off. So that's not bad, because the color's really good and it is definitely stamped. So it is handmade. I may have to get this because it's so cute. The handles are just killing me. So I actually have this mirror at my house. It is more shellac, so it's a little bit more vibrant in color, but I love it. It's where I have my jewelry, so I look in it when I'm putting on my jewelry. And I'm tempted to buy this one too, because I know other people liked it when I bought it and kept it. So it's $54 and then 15% off. So I'll have to think about this one. So I love a few things in this booth. This pot is a stunner. Look at that shape. And I just love the glazing. Oh my goodness. So yeah, raku pot. Oh, I love this too. Wow, that is a very interesting piece. So it is $58 with 25% off. Oh, I'm almost like, do I need this? Because it's so cool looking. And then the shelf is also beautiful. There's so much detail in the branches and the leaves. That is also $54 with 25% off. So really outside of my budget for resale, but two knockout pieces. So I love alabaster and marble pieces, and this is a bird. That's so cool. It's made in Italy. 16 has the stamp on the bottom. I'm gonna check it over for any like huge flaws. I mean, these always have a few. As long as like the beak's intact, it hasn't been repaired, then I think it's okay. So the beak looks like it may have been repaired at some point. I mean, it's well done. Like whoever did it did a good job. I don't know if you guys can see where the cracking is. So I just don't know if that's like a deal breaker for people, because obviously, you know, I want to mark it up, but it has that beak issue, which is so challenging when you find pieces like that and you're just like, oh, I just don't know. But I did just grab this from thought it was a really neat piece, and I just love the frame. It's an original piece, and it's it was like 19, and then with 20% off. So I picked up this, and I just don't know if it's actually a Florentine piece because it's weighted a little bit different. It just feels a little bit different, but it's definitely in that style, and it's definitely metal. So it's 19, and then there's a mate over here. So I feel like they may be worth a risk because they're also 20% off. And you guys know I sell a lot of this type of stuff. I think they're definitely old. I just don't know if they are actually made in Italy or not. Okay, you guys, right there, you can see it, made in Italy. So this is just a style that I have not picked up before. So these are definitely coming home. I have fallen in love with this lidded jar, but it just doesn't sit properly, like right here. So probably won't get it, but it's ginormous. I mean, it's huge, and the shape is really great, especially on top. I love that. It's kind of like an eyeball. Oh, it breaks my heart though that it doesn't quite fit perfectly. So the vendor is calling this a stone flower pot, but I think it's actually a soap dish. It's $14, and then with, I think it's 25% off. Oh, I'm tempted to pick that up. It's really cool. Really a neat piece. Okay, I'll have to consider that. So my best piece of advice for shopping at an antique mall is to make sure that you look everywhere, under things, up high. So this piece is $18 with 30% off. The colors are really nice. It's definitely like a wide range of color. This piece is really good. I pulled this one out. I think I'm gonna get it. It's actually a it says right here, signed and framed nautical lithograph. So 18 with 30% off. The framing and the matting is really good. And it's definitely an oldie, like when you turn it over. So I think this is like the exact size piece of art I want to start shipping exclusively. I mean, I know I'm going to break those rules, but I'm trying so hard just to pick up pieces that I don't dread shipping. And then I also found this awesome wood box. I just love the size and like the inlaid stars, and that is 23 with 30% off. And speaking of wood pieces, this tray I just unearthed from underneath. I love the detail, and the shape is really cool. So it's 13 with 30% off, like I keep saying, but there's definitely some deep scratches in it. So, and I also don't know, I guess that's probably the grain of the wood. It almost seems like it's a faux finish. So I don't know, I'll probably pass on this, but I may regret it because it is a really cool shape. So brass trays used to be a really good seller, and I feel like they've slowed down for me. I don't know if that's because boho is on its way out. So where before I would have absolutely picked this up, I'm definitely going to pass on it. It's 26, so again with the discount, not bad. It has that ding there and that little imperfection, which you probably could get out, but I'm not sure I'm up for that challenge. Oh my goodness, you guys, I am so thrilled. So I went to pick up this tray, and a woman got to it before me, and I was like, oh no. And I watched her walk around with it, and I thought, you know, if she puts it back, I'll get it. And she did. She put it back. So this is coming home. Love the scallops. And it is $29 and with half off. It's super solid. Absolutely adore it. It's coming home. Do I need this frog? It is so huge. I absolutely love it. How much is it? Oh, $200. Okay. Well, I mean, it is pretty amazing. So I guess 200 works for it, but it won't be coming home with me. But I just can't believe it. I mean, it is absolutely giant. You walk into the space and it's just like someone's looking at me. So one of my biggest regrets was selling this beautiful floral candelabra like this. It was the roses. I sold it at a market last year, and I regret it immensely. I should have just kept it forever because it's amazing, and especially seeing this price tag on it here, because I definitely think I undersold it. It's one of those stupid moves that happen sometimes. So yeah, one of my regrets. So this Kate Spade bag brings back memories of when I went to New York City for the first time, and we went to Canal Street and we were looking for handbags because that's what you did back then. Now I kind of know better than to buy fakes. But back then it was always like really fun. You went into the back rooms and all the bags were in there. It was definitely an adventure. This booth has some great pottery. I love this ashtray. And then I love these pieces, especially this one. It's a signed piece in the corner. It's really special. They're all definitely outside my budget. They're in like the 20s range. Well, maybe not that guy. He's a little bit cheaper. I also really like this piece here, $29. It's a very cool shape. To see what the discount is in this booth. I have wanted this sculpture every time I have come here. It is like wildly outside my budget, even with the markdowns and the discount, but it is such an interesting sculpture. Okay, so we are back in my studio space, and I realized when I was cutting the shopping footage that I totally forgot to show you some of the pieces that I actually picked up that day while I was shopping in the antique mall. So we're gonna start with those things that you guys did not see that I actually did buy. The first one being this adorable brass cat, which I know many of you will be excited about because cat anything, brass animals are a great seller for me. You guys get very excited about them. And this one is so cute. I mean, look at that face. I am in love with this face. I love how it's just like tall, like mid-century type of cat. I did shine it up, so it did not look like this when I bought the cat. It was very dingy and gross. And then of course I did my brass shiny method. In case you guys are interested in knowing how I clean my brass, I always put the video to that down below. I have it linked in the description because I always get questions anytime I reference cleaning brass. I always get a few comments saying, how do you do it? So I always make sure and list it down below. So definitely check there. But this is going to be available on Etsy along with, I think, almost everything that I'm going to show you today. So another piece I totally didn't show you is this beautiful bowl. How I forgot to film this, I don't know. I must have been so excited and that's why. But look at the glazing in the center. It is almost like giving me seashell vibes, like how stunning the underside of a shell is. It is just absolutely beautiful. And even this side is really, really great too. So it's artist sign. It's just a really lovely bowl. It's a great medium size. when I saw it, I was so excited about it. It was in that booth of that, the owner who has the really steep discounts when he does the sale days. And so I was really excited to find this piece because usually the pottery goes fast in those spaces because that's what a lot of people are looking for. It does have a few spots, here's a good representation, where the glaze did not adhere to the bowl. So these are not chips. That just sometimes happens when you're firing a piece that the glaze doesn't always set exactly on the piece and how you tended. But it's still a really lovely, well-made piece. Like I said, it's artist sign, and this is also going to be available on Etsy. So another really cool piece that I totally forgot to show you is this really pretty copper ashtray. Now, obviously, this was originally for cigarettes. A lot of people are using them as just like catch-alls, and then I guess some people are also using them for cigarettes. They just don't make cigarette and ashtrays really much anymore, and so people are turning to the vintage ones. I thought this one was really pretty because the flower in the center, it was super cheap with a discount, and like pieces like this always sell in my booth, and that's where it's gonna go. And another thing that I picked up that I forgot to show you is this really beautiful seasonal painting. Fell in love with it. I don't know what is going on, but the amount of seasonal paintings I've been finding lately, I very rarely come across them, and I have 3 to show you from this haul, and I have stuff to show you in my last haul that was seasonal. So I can't pass them up when I find them, even though I don't like to think about fall right now. I don't like to think about winter even, but you know, a good painting is a good painting. So I have to pick it up. So I will probably list all 3 of the paintings that I'm going to show you, even though it's out of season technically. But I just thought this was a really, really great piece. And I know I showed these briefly on camera, so this stuff you did see. But I thought these were both so beautiful, and they're both, I mean, they look so good together, which I love that a theme like presents itself when you're shopping, especially since these were not together they were in different booths. So I was really excited when I found both of them, like, oh, whoever buys this one may really want this one too. And the most special part of this piece is it actually has the information on the back there, and so it's dated. And so it says, it looks like Ava Olsen and 1953, which I just absolutely love. I love when it's dated and there's some like information or an address or a name. I always get excited about that because I just envision it probably was like a gift for someone maybe. But yeah, this is a really great piece. Well, both of them are so great. And these will be available on Etsy because like I said, I decided I'm not going to hoard them until next year. I'm going to list them right now. So one thing that totally cracked me up is this piece right here because the vendor had on the tag that it was for flower arranging and not a soap holder, which to me is definitely a soap holder because of this metal grate. To me is like helping elevate the soap in the dish so it's not sitting in a pool of water. But I think this was giving them like Ikebana flower frog vibes that's what I'm assuming was going through their head. I picked it up because it's this very beautiful brown stone. Brown, the color brown is definitely the color for 2025. People are really gravitating towards brown in a way that they haven't in a long time, like everything brown. You guys may have started to notice this in like your Instagram feeds and on Pinterest, in your favorite blogs. Like everyone is very attracted to brown, especially the dark, moody browns. This is not gray or black as it may be showing up on camera. It's actually a really beautiful, rich brown color. So that's why I got it, because it's just like the embodiment of several trends, like a stone trend, like natural materials, and also like the chocolate brown. So anyways, very excited about this piece. So I'm just gonna rapid fire through a few of the things you guys did see on camera. So I got this beautiful wall mounted like copper plate of a horse. Loved the patina and age on this. I thought it was absolutely perfect. And you guys know I tend to wipe away a lot of the patina, but that was too good to touch. I also got this adorable lithograph. So this will be available on Etsy. So yeah, most of this stuff, like I said, will be available on Etsy. So I also picked up this adorable blue vase. I mean, the handles. Can we just like take a moment for those cute, sweet little handles? They're just, oh, they're so cute. And then it has the stamping here. So it's definitely artist made, a really lovely piece. I like that it actually goes with my outfit today. So you guys may remember this sweater. So I actually got this at the estate sale marketplace a couple weeks ago. And I just fell in love with the color. And of course, like this really fun rainbow pattern. I mean, vintage snow gear is at another level. It is just so fun. They just don't do this anymore. And so I had to pick up a piece for myself, and I finally like got the odor out, washed it, and I'm wearing it today. And I absolutely love it. Blue like this is one of my colors. I'm very fair-skinned, which I know you guys are like, we know, Andi, you practically blend into your wall and your dresser. And so this type of like jewel tone is like my tone. So I'm really excited about this very fun piece. Plan to wear it throughout the winter. Anyways, this is gonna be available on Etsy. Okay, rapid fire going through a few more things. I got this really fun box with the inlaid stars. Great shape. I thought it was lovely. I love the length of it because this absolutely can fit like a remote control, which is what like these are often used for. You know, you have a coffee table, you don't want your remotes out, and if you actually want to hide them, this is like the perfect spot. Okay, so the last two things I'm going to show you before we move on to some thrift store finds, because I figure while we're here, we probably should talk about those. I got these matching candelabras, wall mounted. I love that they are not the same. They're definitely different. Like the birds are doing different things. This one's like almost in flight. This one is just hanging out. And I love that they go together, but they're like a pair, but not a matching pair. So they're just really beautiful. They're very solid. I sell a lot of these with the more thinner metal. This is definitely thicker version of what I usually sell. That's why I was so confused by like the weight and a little bit by the finish on them. I was like, I have not seen this style. It didn't match what I have sold previously. And so I was really delighted to know that there are more kinds. I just hadn't found them yet. So yeah, these will be available on Etsy. Okay, so some thrift store finds. So you guys may remember this from a haul I did. I'm pretty sure I showed this to you guys on footage. Well, it had a ton of candle wax inside it because the person did not use it as a vase. They used it as a candle. Super gross. Got all the wax out. So this will now be available on Etsy. And then yesterday I picked up this really beautiful handmade bowl. I just loved the ripple treatment around the edges. I thought it was really pretty piece, and it was only $4.99. It's artist signed. The glaze is really good, so I had to get it. And then something silly that I always grab when I find them are these glasses holders. So you just put the glasses here and it looks like the face, like the nose and the mouth. It just looks like they're wearing them. It's super silly and fun. This is the first black one that I picked up. Usually they're wood, but they always sell. And so something like this I usually put in my vintage booth. And the final piece I wanted to show you is this really beautiful brass pedestal bowl. Again, I shine this up similar to the cat, use the same technique, which like I mentioned is linked down below if you wanted to watch that video. But yeah, this is a very beautiful piece. Pedestal bowls have always been like a consistently good seller for me, and I haven't really found many recently. So I was very excited when my friend Heather from Resale PDX, she was out thrifting a while ago. I've had this actually for several months and totally forgot about it, and then decided to clean it when I was cleaning this guy. And so she went to a thrift store. They had some brass pieces, and so she's like, do you want this? And so I said, yes, please. So thank you, Heather, for grabbing this for me. It's just one of those really stunning pieces, and it's a really, really good size. It's like a nice small size. Sometimes they can be huge, so shipping this is like no problem. Okay, so those are all the pieces that I picked up at that antique mall. Anything that's gonna be available for you guys on Etsy is usually linked down below. And before I let you go, I wanted to remind you that our reseller meetup is coming up. So the very first Pacific Northwest reseller meetup of the new year is gonna be next week. I'll put some information on the screen right now, and then I also will link down below to where you can RSVP. So if you're in the Portland metro area, you're in Washington, you're wherever you are in the Pacific Northwest, you're absolutely invited to come if you're a vintage reseller. If you're looking for more thrifting and decorating content between my haul videos here on YouTube, make sure you check me out on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.